So this video is going to be quick. I'm going to just tell you exactly what the title says, how I lost $1,200. So last week, Wednesday, I had a short film to film with a couple of friends. We had been planning this film over the course of 3 months. I was a DP for it, so I tried my best to come prepared as best as possible. We arrive on set, we capture, we film everything for about the course of about maybe 9 hours. So I load up my car, I load up everything, and before I get ready to go, my friend Amy comes out and she's like, hey, are we good to offload that footage real quick? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we go inside and we see that she doesn't have an SD card slot in her MacBook. So I was like, okay, you know what? We'll just offload it off of my MacBook. We go outside, put the SD card in the MacBook. I took the SSD from her. I put it into my MacBook and it's not reading. Long story short, her cable was not working. So I was like, you know what? I have a couple of cables in the back of my car. I'm gonna go back and I'm going to go grab them. So I put my MacBook on my book bag and this was pretty much where everything went downhill. I go to the back of my car and all of a sudden I hear Amy yell like, oh, and I'm like what's going on? So I peer around the corner and I see my MacBook is facing down on the ground. So I'm like, Amy, hey, like, is it good? Like, is the display good? Is the display good? And she's not saying anything. So I walk up to my MacBook and yeah, it was cracked. I was pretty sad about it. I was lost for words, but I think what hurt the most was the SD card was in my MacBook initially. So when I looked at the SD card, I noticed that it was bent. So I pull out the SD card and I put it back in my MacBook and it's not reading. Essentially, all the footage that we had filmed for that 9 hours was completely gone. So I'm also somewhat panicking because I had been planning to go to Chicago the next day and I had not packed yet, did not have anything prepared. Had to calm down after a little bit, put my MacBook back in my book bag, and I called up my best friend who advised me to go to Micro Center to go get it repaired. So of course, I would go to Micro Center, I put in the ticket, and I found out that it would be $1,200. I was not gonna hesitate to fix this computer because there was way too much stuff on my MacBook for me to actually lose. So $1,200 later, she's back, she's good. But I think the other thing that, again, like, still sucked was we lost 9 hours of footage. But on top of that, I kind of want to explain to you guys really quickly how important it is to back up your footage. That Monday before we even started shooting, I looked at my MacBook and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna back up all my stuff on my external hard drives, SSDs, but I was lazy and I told myself, I'll do it later. If you guys are not doing it right now, get into a consistent behavior or in a consistent schedule of backing up your footage so that way you do not lose the things that are on your hard drive. This was a situation where I literally said to myself, oh, this could never ever happen to me. And then it happened to me unironically. So, and now like I essentially have trauma. So I'm out here backing up things weekly when it comes to capturing photos, videos. This video itself is probably going to be backed up on like 2 separate hard drives. So if you don't have an SSD, invest in one. If you don't have a hard drive, invest in one. External hard drives. There are a lot out there. And if you don't know what a NAS system is, look into those. NAS systems are literally godly. We have one at our own office, and I'm not exactly an expert on it, but I will tell you right now, it is one of the best virtual storage systems that you can essentially get. And you don't have to compile all your stuff into your external hard drive, or I mean your internal hard drive on your computer, or like your external SSDs. You can literally just back it up to a NAS system. I digress. I just kind of wanted to drop in what you guys know. This is very, very important. So take this as a sign, take this as a warning for me, learn from my mistakes. I'm gonna get back on to talking more about lighting this upcoming week. So just look out for a couple of videos. And yeah, it's your boy Gabe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.